Today I'm going to go into detail about my third book launch. This is going to be a longer video as I break everything down and give you my thoughts about these different book promotions and the strategies I use, along with the money that I made. Let's start. Hello writers in training, I'm Shannon, writing under the pen name SC Huston and author of the Clash of Goddesses series. And welcome to my channel where I show writers like you how to develop your writing skills and self-publish your work. Tears of the Marigold launched on June 6th. And during its first 12 days, June 6th through the 17th, I ran several different types of promotion strategies. For one, Blood of the Lily, the first book in the series, was in Amazon's KDP Select program at this time, and I used 5 days of the free book promotion that Amazon offers. That means that Blood of the Lily was free from June 6th through the 10th. I made Soul of a Rose 99 cents, and I launched Tears of the Marigold also at 99 cents. After June 10th, Blood of the Lily moved up to 99 cents. I also had Amazon ads running throughout the entire promotion, and I used Story Origin to join group promos and created my first group promotion specifically for my book launch. And I put my books into a book fair for fantasy and sci-fi books. For the rest of my marketing strategy, I used free and paid promotion tactics. For paid promotions, I used 14 companies, and I did promotion stacking, which simply means that I had several promotions running and overlapping each other at the same time. I also used 9 free book promotions as part of the promotion stacking. Also, most of these were scheduled for Blood of the Lily, the first book in this series, but I did have a couple of them that included my other books. Besides these promotions, which I applied for, I also posted on social media and sent out in newsletters on both the first and last day of my promotion. To the best of my ability, I kept track of my download and sales numbers throughout the entire promotion, and I logged when different promotions started to see if my numbers were affected in any way. So I'll talk about which promotions I think worked best based on my data gathering. Day 1, June 6th. After I woke up, I immediately checked my numbers at 5:20 a.m. I had 2 free downloads of Blood of the Lily and one 99-cent sale of Soul of a Rose. This book launch was already starting off different from my last book launch, where I had over hundreds of downloads at 5 a.m. on the first day. And for this first day, I had 4 paid promos and 4 free promos scheduled. I noted that at 4 a.m., my first paid promotion, Free Kindle Book and Tips, had posted my book on their website, which I knew from an email they sent me. Later that day, they sent their newsletter. Free Kindle Book and Tips has a daily post which contains approximately 4 to 6 Kindle books offered for free in the Amazon Kindle store. And pricing for one of these spots is $25, which is what I booked. The next paid promotion company, Reign of Reads, typically costs $12, but they were running a promotional discount of 20%. So I paid $9.60 to have my book sent out in their newsletter of 13,000, which was sent at 6:03 a.m. 2 minutes later, my third paid promotion company, Best Book Monkey, posted Blood of the Lily to their website. I've used Best Book Monkey several times and still had a couple of promos I could schedule with them from a package I bought several months ago. For $6.67, Best Book Monkey promoted my first book during all of its free days, June 6th through the 10th. This promotion gave me a feature at the top of my genre page and shares on social media for my promo day, as well as 3 weeks of active website promotion. Last, they sent my book out in their Best Book Deals newsletter. For the next 2 hours, I checked my numbers several times, but they only increased to 19 Blood of the Lily downloads and 2 99-cent sales of Soul of a Rose. Then close together, Free Kindle Book and Tips and Best Book Monkey sent out their newsletter, and my books showed up on one of the free promotions I signed up for, Book Angel. This is another free site I've used before. If you have a free or discounted promotion coming up, you can submit your title for a listing on their site. All you have to do is fill out your information, and in about 15 to 20 minutes, your title will show up. Less than half an hour later, my numbers jumped to 46 Blood of the Lily downloads with no changes to sales. Then in a 4-minute period, I posted about my books to social media, and I had 1 free promotion company and 1 paid promotion company send newsletters. The free promotion was through Reading Deals, which promoted Blood of the Lily through their newsletter and their website for my entire promotional period. I didn't know if I would get this free promotion until I received a confirmation on this first day of my promotion. But I've used the company before, so I had some faith I would get it. My 4th and final paid promotion company for this day was the Fussy Librarian. I've used this company before, and I feel it overall has been helpful for me. I paid $29 for the category of young adult, which sent my book out in their newsletter. I checked my numbers a half hour after these 3 things happened, and I had the biggest jump in numbers so far. 112 downloads of Blood of the Lily, but the same number of sales. I had 2 other free promotions running throughout this day. The first is Indies Unlimited, which is a unique site that acts as as a blog that allows authors to leave weekly comments in the form of book promotions. On the Thrifty Thursday page, you can promote your free or 99-cent book, which I did for all 3 books. After filling out the comment section with their prescribed information, your book listing has to be moderated. I've done this a few times now, and it can take anywhere from 15 minutes to several hours before it's approved. The last one free promotion company I booked was Free Book Tips. I received confirmation and approval of the free promotion for Blood of the Lily for its free days, but I didn't receive any other correspondence, so I don't know when my book actually posted to the site, although I know it listed. Between my 4 paid promotions, I spent a total of $69.67 this day. But how did my books do by the end of the day? Well, I had 509 ebook downloads of Blood of the Lily, 12 ebook sales of Soul of a Rose, and 12 ebook sales of Tears of the Marigold. I also had 1 paperback sale of Tears of the Marigold and 42 KEMP reads for Tears of the Marigold. By the way, I'm using the new KDP reports for all of my numbers. Again, these numbers differed from my last launch, where I had 864 downloads of Blood of the Lily by the end of that first day. I also had 2 fewer ebook sales of Soul of a Rose, and I spent more money this time, $69.67 versus $32.55. So I expected the same or better than last launch, but then I thought of a couple things. Now, these may not be the reason, but it's what's going through my head. During the launch of my second book, Soul of a Rose, my first book, Blood of the Lily, was actually still considered a new release by Amazon. Because of that new release status, after just a few downloads, it was catapulted into several top 100 spots in several new release categories. For this launch, Blood of the Lily is no longer considered a new release. Next, there could be audience fatigue. I don't know if that's a real phrase or a thing, but here's how I see it. My book is barely 7 months old. I've done a lot of advertising and free sales of the book. Every month except for April, I've had Blood of the Lily free for at least 1 day. And in April, I had it at 99 cents for a day. And I've used promotion companies. At this point, could the audience be much different? I would like to think yes, and maybe not if I'm using the same companies to promote the same book. But I don't know. It's just a thought. Or maybe June is not the best month to sell an indie book and or a fantasy book. Again, I don't know. Anyway, how much money did I earn against the $69.67 spent this day? Of course, Blood of the Lily was free during the launch, so I didn't make any money from those downloads. So my total earnings came to $12.18. Now that's curious. I didn't have as many free downloads of my first book as last time, but with the sales of the other 2 books, I made more money this day than I did on my first day of my last launch, which came to $10.93. In one way, this makes sense. I have 2 books this time on sale versus the one from last time. However, the extra spending didn't increase my earnings at the same rate, so I lost more money this time than for the first day of my last launch. Let's see if this trend continues. Day 2, June 7th. Besides the free promotion started the day before that ran all throughout my launch, on the second day I ran 1 paid promotion and 3 more free promotions. The paid promotion was Free Booksy, and I booked their young adult series promotion since my series was now complete. The site promoted my book with a listing on their website under my genre of young adult, and my book was sent out in a newsletter to 167,000 subscribers. The cost for this was $100. The first free promotion I booked was through Awesome Gang. I paid for this promotion during my first book launch, but I hadn't thought the price was worth the return, and I applied for their free promotion during my second book launch. Again, I applied to their free option. I filled out their application with no indication if my book was accepted. However, on the day I applied for, I received an email that stated my book was now listed on their site. I had signed up for their newsletter, as you should for every promotion that has a newsletter, but I did not get a listing in their newsletter with this free option. The second free promotion I booked was through OHFB, 100 Free Books. I filled out the application on the website, but there was no indication that I submitted anything. I also never received a notification of my book being accepted. However, on the day I requested, I hopped onto the OHFB website and found my book listed. The third and final free promotion book today was another one with Reading Deals, but this time the promotion was run on Soul of a Rose, which promoted the book through their newsletter and their website for my entire promotional period. I meant to go back and request the free promotion for my third book when I had Tears of the Marigold uploaded to the Amazon platform because I needed a link to give the company, but I forgot. Again, I didn't know if I would get this free promotion for Soul of a Rose, but I received a confirmation on the first day of the promotion. So like the day before, I logged my numbers throughout the day, which I'll talk about later in the video as I discuss which promotions worked the best for me and which ones didn't. In total, I spent $100, but how were my book numbers and my total earnings? I kind of expected to see an increase in my overall numbers because with my last book launch and promo stacking, my numbers continued to rise throughout the entire promotional period until the third day on Wednesday before falling steadily the rest of the week. Let's see if that happened. By the end of the day, I had 488 ebook downloads of Blood of the Lily, which was fewer downloads than the day before. However, I had 38 ebook sales of Soul of a Rose, which was 25 more than the last time on the second day of my second book launch. I also had 45 ebook sales of Tears of the Marigold. Additionally, I had one more paperback sale of each book. My total earnings for the day came to $41.60, a 90% increase over my last book launch on this day. Day 3, June 8th. I ran 4 paid promotions and 1 free promotion on the third day. The first paid promotion was Robin Reads, listing a free book in their newsletter in the category of science fiction and fantasy with about 62,000 readers. It cost me $65. The second paid promotion was for Best Book Monkey again, but this time it was submitted on Soul of a Rose. For $6.67, Best Book Monkey promoted my second book during all of its 99-cent days, June 8th through the 17th. Again, this promotion gave me a feature at the top of my genre page and shares on social media for my promo day, as well as 3 weeks of active website promotion. Last, they sent my book out in their Best Book Deals newsletter. My third book promotion company was with a company I hadn't tried before, Book Barbarian. Book Barbarian accepts only science fiction and fantasy books, although they have sister companies for romance, mystery, and thrillers. Books should have at least 10 reviews with an average star rating of 3.5 or better on Amazon.com. They also boast that their average downloads for a free book is 2,100. And discounted books usually number 65. I applied for Blood of the Lily under the free category, which costs $50. And I also applied for Soul of a Rose under the less than $1 category, which costs $35. The next day, I was accepted, so I paid $85 in total for the 2 books. The last book promotion I booked was Buck Books. This company is a head scratcher to me. I signed up for the Daily Deals broadcast to have my book featured along with others. The cost of this was $29, but I was only billed for $9. I fully expected to have another bill sent to me, which didn't happen. And that wasn't the only thing that caused confusion for me. I requested this to be booked on June 6th, the first day of my promotion, but I didn't get the newsletter with my book until this day on June 8th. The way they promote books is also a bit strange, which I'll cover in the next section where I'll share my thoughts about all my promotion strategies. The one free book promotion I had this day came in the form of another book release party hosted by Barrett Laurie on his YouTube channel. Once more, he featured me and the new book. It was a lot of fun, and I recommend watching the video on his channel. In total, I spent $165.67, which, like my last book launch on the third day, is the most I spent of any day of the promotion. My book numbers and total earnings also showed the success of these promotions, with this being the best day of the whole promotion. By the end of the day, I had 798 ebook downloads of Blood of the Lily, 56 ebook sales of Soul of a Rose, and 39 ebook sales of Tears of the Marigold. I also had 8 Kindle pages read for Blood of the Lily. My total earnings for the day came to $33.23. Again, my download numbers don't compare to the 1,049 downloads of my first book on the last launch, but my ebook sales for Soul of a Rose more than doubled. I also made over 3 times as much money this day. Day 4, June 9th. On the 4th day, I ran 2 paid promotions and 1 free promotion. The first was e-reader IQ, which I had tried out during my second book launch, and I thought it did well. This promotion featured my book in their Daily Deals and Steals newsletter with a reach of over 47,000 readers. These readers are actually broken down by genre, but I chose the promotion for free book of the day, which went out to all readers and cost $30. I also paid for my other 2 books for an additional $3 each for a total cost of $36. Like last time, I didn't have the Amazon ASIN for Tears of the Marigold when I booked this promotion because the book wasn't available on the platform yet. The company really worked with me last time to get Soul of a Rose on their listings, so I didn't think it would be a problem again. I was wrong. I submitted the ASIN when I had it ready and sent it through their chat feature like last time. I thought all was good to go, but on my promotion day, the company promoted my third book, Tears of the Marigold, as a full ad, with the additional 2 books being my second and third book. My first book, Blood of the Lily, wasn't promoted at all. Of course, I reached out to them and they apologized and offered to run the promotion the next day, but I remember wondering how this would impact my sales and numbers. The second paid promotion I booked was Book Raid. Now this is a totally different type of book promotion as there's not one set stable price. I've used them before. So instead they track how many clicks your book gets from either their blog or their newsletter, and you are charged a set fee for each click with a minimum price of $1 and a maximum price of $60. For a free book listing, it costs 15 cents for each click. I had 310 clicks and was charged $46.50. My click numbers were a bit fewer than last book launch. My one free promotion was through Best Book Monkey. Now this is usually a paid service, but there was a mix-up on promotions a few months ago and they offered me this free promotion. So I used it for Tears of the Marigold to start for today and run through the rest of the promotional period to June 17th. There was a mess up with this promotion too, but this one was my fault. Again, when I booked this promo, I didn't have the ASIN link. I also didn't have the book blurb. In talking with the company, they said I could provide these later. However, I only wrote in my notes to go back and give the company my link. I forgot about the blurb, and so my book was promoted with this. With all these mess ups, it's no wonder that my numbers were much different today. Ready to see what those numbers were? Okay, so in total, I spent $82.50, which again was more than last time, but I only had 225 ebook downloads of Blood of the Lily as compared to 650 the last launch on this same 4th day. My ebook sales for Soul of a Rose were exactly the same at 17. I also sold 18 ebooks of Tears of the Marigold. With those sales figures, I would definitely be hurting. But then someone I knew remembered that my last book was launching this week and bought a physical paperback of all my books together. So my total earnings for this day came to $29.35, which was over 4 times as much as what I made last time. But those physical paperback sales are what helped. Day 5, June 10th. On the 5th day, which was the final day Blood of the Lily was free, I ran only one paid promotion, and I had that one free makeup promotion from eReader IQ. The paid promotion was with Book Runes, which was a new one for me, but it's been promoted by other authors, so I thought to try it out. In my mind, Friday has not been the best day to sell books, so I wasn't as concerned. I paid for their free book of the day, which gave my book a listing on their Facebook page and was sent out in a newsletter, which boasted a reach of over 100,000 readers. The cost for this promotion was $40. To figure out my numbers for this last day, I have to look at the reports for June 10th and June 11th because the reports are based on my time zone. However, midnight comes at different times around the world. So I still had some free downloads the next day. By the end of the promotional period on the last free day, I had 369 ebook downloads of Blood of the Lily, which was more than the last day of my previous launch. But I did spend more money on this day on my one promotion, and I had that makeup promotion from eReader IQ. I also had 11 ebook sales of Soul of a Rose and 13 ebook sales of Tears of the Marigold, along with one paperback sale for Blood of the Lily. My total earnings for this day came to $9.10, which wasn't much more than last launch. Day 6 and 7, June 11th and June 12th. Starting on the 6th day of my 12-day launch plan, all 3 books were now listed at 99 cents. I didn't run any more paid promotions on the weekend, that was day 6 and day 7 in the 2 weeks, beyond the free and paid promotions I had already going. However, I still had sales. On Saturday in ebook sales, I had 6 for Blood of the Lily, 7 for Soul of a Rose, and 8 for Tears of the Marigold. I also had one paperback sale of Tears of the Marigold. My earnings were $11.27. On Sunday, I only had 2 ebook sales of Blood of the Lily, with earnings of 98 cents. Day 8, June 13th. On the 8th day, I ran one paid promotion with Bargain Booksy, which is the sister company to Free Booksy. Bargain Booksy is a promotion for discounted books versus free, and I used them during my very first book launch. For $25, my book was listed on their site and went out to their young adult newsletter with 107,000 readers. In ebook sales, I had 1 for Blood of the Lily and 2 for Tears of the Marigold. I also had 58 KENP reads for Blood of the Lily, with total earnings of $1.31 for this day. Day 9, June 14th. On the 9th day, I ran one paid promotion with Book Zio. This was a new company for me that I heard promoted by other authors. For $25 with their standard promotion, my book was listed on their site and should have gone out to their newsletter with 20,000 subscribers. In ebook sales, I had 1 for Blood of the Lily, 2 for Soul of a Rose, and 3 for Tears of the Marigold. I also had 47 KENP reads for Blood of the Lily, with total earnings this day for $2.84. Day 10, June 15th. 15th. The 10th day is the last day I ran a paid promotion, and I paid for a promotion with e-reader News Today. This was a company I hadn't tried yet, but I wanted to with the good things I've heard about it. I chose their fantasy category for a 99-cent book, which cost $40. My book was to be promoted on their website, on their social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, etc., and in their daily newsletter. In ebook sales, I had 5 for Blood of the Lily, 2 for Soul of a Rose, and 2 for Tears of the Marigold. I also had 103 KENP reads for Blood of the Lily, so my earnings today was $3.62. Day 11 and 12, June 16th and 17th. With only the paid and free promos still running that allowed me to put the full promotional period in, I didn't expect much these last 2 days. On the 11th day, I had 1 ebook sale for Soul of a Rose and 1 KENP read for Blood of the Lily with earnings of 41 cents. On the 12th and final day, I only had KENP reads, 141 for Blood of the Lily, 1 for Soul of a Rose, and 1 for Tears of the Marigold. My earnings were 67 cents. And that concluded my 12-day book launch. Overall, I spent for these 14 paid book promotions $548.44. However, there were 3 other things I did during this entire promotional period that cost money. First, I had Amazon ads running, which cost me $5.32. Second, my next payment came due to Story Origin, where I did several cross promotions with Blood of the Lily, and I made my first book promotion myself. For the cost, however, I decided to move away from the monthly fee, seeing how useful the platform has been for me, and I bought the subscription for $100 a year. A single month cost me $8.33. Last, I joined CL Canon's June Fantasy and Sci-Fi Book Fair of 2022 for the full month, which included all 3 books for $10 each with a total of $30. Altogether, my marketing costs came to $592.09. In sales, I sold 15 ebooks and 1 paperback and had 371 KENP of Blood of the Lily with total earnings of $17.11. I sold 146 ebooks and 2 paperbacks and had 1 KENP of Soul of a Rose with total earnings of $61.33. And I sold 142 ebooks and 4 paperbacks and had 46 KENP for Tears of the Marigold with total earnings of $67.15. This gives me grand earnings during my promotional period of $145.59. But what about my free downloads? Well, I had 2,389 downloads of Blood of the Lily. It's about 1,500 fewer copies downloaded than the last book launch, but I think this is still a good number. Overall, my books have gotten into the hands of many readers throughout this entire launch. So hopefully my words will be interesting enough to pull readers through the entire series, and maybe I'll gain a few new fans. All right, let's look at what worked and what didn't work for me. I'm making these decisions based on my hourly numbers during my promotions and what the companies promised compared to what I received. Note that all of my free promotions I would continue to use because they are free and they are bound to reach someone somewhere. Free Kindle book and tips. At the cost of $25, I'm not sure if I would use free Kindle book and tips again. My numbers increased throughout the day after they posted my book on their website, and there was a small jump after their newsletter went out, but that happened about the same time as Best Book Monkey promoted my book. However, this is a company I feel is worth trying again. I might test this one out alone when I'm not doing any other promotions just to see if it's valuable, especially since it is the first time I've tried this company. Reign of Reads. At the price of $9.60, this one is worth considering. To be honest, I had just used Reign of Reads a couple months ago to promote Blood of the Lily for free for 1 day, and the promotion did well then, so it's possible that I captured the same audience again with this new promotion. That's something to think about, promoting your book with the same company too often. Most companies say that you must wait 90 days to promote with them again with the same book, which makes sense. Best Book Monkey. To be honest, I like supporting this small company, but I think my books have gone as far as they can, at least at this time. I think I still have 1 or 2 more free promos I can use, which I may do later this year, but otherwise I will probably wait to use them again in another year or so. The Fussy Librarian. A half hour after the Fussy Librarian sent out my book promotion, I had the biggest jump in my numbers up to that point in my launch. There were 66 free downloads of Blood of the Lily, and there had only been 46 downloads in the hours before this. However, I also posted on social media a few minutes after the Fussy Librarian promotion went out, so some of this could be contributed to my own efforts. With that said, I like what the Fussy Librarian has always been able to do for my books, so I would use them again. Free Booksy. Free Booksy worked really well for me in the past. This was the only paid promotion I had on the second day, but my downloads and sales could have come from my previous day promotions or the 3 free promotions that happened the same day. Although when the newsletter went out at 8:32 a.m., my download numbers jumped by 28 and a half hours, the actual first downloads of the day. But because I had used this company back in January, I might hold off using it again for the same book, and I probably won't do the series promo again. However, I would use Free Booksy for a free first in series book in the future. Robin Reads. Less than an hour after this newsletter went out, my downloads jumped up by almost 100. But Book Barbarian's newsletter went out 3 minutes later, so it was probably the combination of the 2 promos. However, this company has the endorsement of several well-known authors, and I feel it has worked well for me in the past, so I would use it again. Book Barbarian. Like I mentioned with Robin Reads, this ran almost simultaneously with the other company, so it's hard to separate them with the bump in that first hour. My download numbers and even sales continue to climb for the rest of the day. This is another new company for me, and I might test this one out alone when I'm not doing any other promotions just to see its value. However, they boasted high downloads for a free book and a good number of sales for discounted books, which I didn't see even with it being stacked with another promotion company. So I'm not sure if I'll try this company again, and I'll probably not promote a second book with them, just because the price for the first book is $50, which is already high, especially compared to other book promotion companies. Buck Books. This was another company I was trying out for the first time, but like I mentioned, this one caused me some confusion. I put my request in for the first day of my promotion, but then my promotion ran on a different day, which I found out later was mentioned as part of the confirmation email. I hadn't had this happen before with any other company, so it was surprising to me and I hadn't expected it. Also, per their website, the package I chose would cost $29, and the invoice I received was for only $9, and I received no communication for why I paid less than their stated amount. They don't even have a package for $9. There are a few other things I found weird with the company. First, they don't make finding their promotion page for authors easy. It's not on their main website. And in fact, you have to search by the company name and use the phrase for authors or something like that to find the right page to do your promotion. That should have been my first tip. Next, I signed up for their newsletter as I did with all the promotion companies, and I didn't receive an email confirmation of having signed up, which I usually do. So I went ahead and I signed up again, but still received no confirmation. I thought perhaps the confirmation just wasn't important to them, and I was a bit worried about my promotion, but then on my promotion day, I got the newsletter and my promotion was there. And last, the way they promote books is different from any other promotion company. I'm used to seeing my book cover with sometimes a few words or sentences, but Books promotes books by quoting one of your reviewers. There's not even a picture of the book or anything else, not even the title of the book, except for a link that will take you to the book's sales page. So between the inconsistencies, communication, and different way to promote my book, I think this is one I won't try again soon, even with the low cost of promotion, because who is to say that it will even be $9 next time? E-Reader IQ. I've used this promotion company before, and I really appreciated how they worked with me on adding my second book, even though I didn't have the ASIN to give them at that time. However, this time it didn't work as smoothly, and my third book was promoted instead of my first book. Even though they made it up by promoting my book the next day, I really wanted it to be on the day that I chose. I can see that when they promoted the wrong book, my download numbers barely budged. But the next day when they promoted the right book, I got good download numbers. Honestly, I think they are a good company to use, but I think I will need to micromanage to make sure they're promoting the right book if I have additional books to add without having all of the information at the start. Book Runes. This was a new company for me to try. To be honest, because E-Reader IQ messed up and ran on the next day alongside with this promotion, it's hard to see which one bumped up my numbers the most. With that said, this is one I probably won't try again. It mostly comes down to price for what seems to be offered. They say they have over 100,000 readers, but they don't break that down by genre. And I know they send by genre because I signed up for the newsletter and had to mark which genres I wanted. And then I received the newsletter with only 5 books listed. What if they're sending my book to only 5,000 young adult readers? To me, $40 is not worth such a small reader base, yet I can't even logically make that decision without knowing the breakdown. So for lack of transparency, I'll hold off using this company again for now. Bargain Booksy. I used Bargain Booksy during my first book launch, and I did not think it was worthwhile. However, I wondered if this still might be the case because back then I was promoting a book as a brand new author, and the promotion was for a first in series book without the series being done. So I thought to try it out again for this third book launch when my series was finally complete. And this was done on Blood of the Lily when it was priced at 99 cents. However, my results were the same. Not enough sales to support the price paid for the promotion. Typically, you will lose money on promotions for a first book in series, but the idea is that you will have sold enough or had enough downloads that a percentage of readers will move through the rest of your series, and that's where you will make up your money. However, I only sold 2 books using this promotion. Even if both people went on to buy the rest of my series, I'd only make $13 against the $25 I spent for this promotion. That's twice I've used this company, and twice it has not worked. I will not use Bargain Booksy again on my discounted books. Bookzio. Bookzio is another new company that I thought to try out, and this is one that I will not try again. There's no maybe to this one. There were just too many questions about how legit this company is. Even if I was not worried about something being not quite right, there is the financial reason in that it cost $25 and I had no sales. However, let's look at the questioning aspects of this company. They boast 20,000 subscribers on their mailing list, but like Book Runes, this wasn't broken down by genre. So there's no way of knowing how many readers are actually sent the newsletter. But then, do they even send a newsletter? I signed up for the newsletter and didn't receive an email confirmation. Once more, I did it again, like I did with Buck Books, still no confirmation. And on my promotion day, I didn't get a newsletter from them. So I have no idea what my book looked like going out or if it was even sent to anyone. I did find my book on their site, but I looked to see what else they were supposed to do for the price I paid. And they say, include it in our daily YouTube video roundup. Oh wow, they have a YouTube channel? So I went to look them up, and what? The last video they uploaded was 3 years ago. I didn't even bother checking to see how else they were supposed to promote my book at that time. Really, I should have done better research before paying for this company. This is not a company I will use again. E-reader news today. I've always wanted to try this company because it has a great reputation, but I only had 5 sales of Blood of the Lily, 3 sales of Soul of a Rose, and 2 sales of Tears of the Marigold. At the price of $40, that wasn't worth it. However, maybe this would be a better company for a free book, and I will probably try that in the future. Now that I finished publishing my very first series, the big question is, would I do this all again? No. However, let me qualify the answer. If I was to write a linear series again, meaning each book in the series has to be read in order, I would not do the huge book launches again for any of the books until I reach the final book in the series. With that said, I would still do a small book launch with more free options if I could. Additionally, I do not find that promotions done on discounted books are worth the money. Maybe it would be worth the money if my series was longer or if I had a sizable backlist. So for the foreseeable future and my next book launch, I will not use this strategy again. In the description box below, you will find all the links to all the sites in this video. Some of them are affiliate links, which simply means I make a commission on your sale, but the price is the same to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and happy writing.